Hey guys, what's up? So, Notes Reviews tagged me in a wonderful little Q&A style video, and I thought I would have my lovely girlfriend Jacinthe, who's out of camera shot over that direction somewhere, um, ask me some questions, and I'll give you some straight up answers. You know what I'm talking about. So, without further ado, Jacinthe, lay them on me.
What is your favorite childhood music memory?
My favorite childhood musical memory. Probably writing my first song. Because I had. Hold on a second. I had this little, like, Casio SK5 keyboard, which is about, like, the same size as this guy. About as many keys, except, like, on the top of it, it had these, like, 8 drum pads, and it had 8 different voices, like, different sounds built into it, but it was, like, they were all really, like, shitty sounds. Like, the piano was okay, there was, like, a xylophone, but then they had Seashore and Dog, and the dog was on the drum pad, so you'd, like, hit the drum pad and your keyboard would bark at you. But I actually wrote, like, my very first song. I'd gotten, like, this bit of, like, sheet music along with it, and it was, like, these really easy sheet music with, like, the notes. They were so big they could actually write the name of the notes in the note. So I was learning, like, it had, like, Elton John, Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road in it. But one of the things I remember was I decided, well, now I know how to read sheet music, and I can play some music. Let's write a song. So I actually remember the first 4 notes of the song: F, A flat, G, B flat. So the very first piece of music I wrote, and I'd recorded it on a cassette recorder and everything, you know. It's probably my favorite childhood musical memory, because I don't remember too much about music as a kid. I mean, I do remember, like, cruising in, like, the back seat of my dad's Buick convertible, like, when I was, like, a toddler, and he'd, like, blast Iron Maiden and Ozzy Osbourne. You know, it was some good times. Next question.
If you could be the frontman or replace a member of any band, which would it be?
If I could be the frontman, now, I'm not a good singer, sadly, so, I mean, it would have to be a singer that's worse than me to begin with. So I'd probably replace James LaBrie from Dream Theater. Actually, if I were a good singer, I wouldn't want to replace a member. I would want to, like, be, like, the second vocalist for, like, a band like Pain of Salvation, or, I don't know. If I had to replace a member, like, if I were replacing, like, a keyboard player or a guitar player, you know, Daniel Gildenlow, if Johan Hallgren ever leaves Pain of Salvation again, give me a call. I can try. I'll try out for you. I'll move to Sweden. You have my word. Next question.
If you had to listen to one genre of music for the rest of your life, which would it be?
Reggae. Mumble rap? Okay, we all know the answer to this one. Prog metal. Very much progressive metal. I couldn't fathom having to listen to any other genre of music exclusively for the rest of my life. I'd become a very sad person if I had to listen to one other genre at the exclusion of all other genres, unless it were maybe progressive rock or progressive metal. Next.
Favorite female vocalist?
That's a tough one, because there are a lot of really good female vocalists out there, and it's a hard question to answer. I've been a big fan of Leslie Hunt from District 97 for as long as I've known that band exists. So I'm probably going to go with her, but there are just so many, like Floor Jansen from Nightwish. I love her work with Arion, actually, over her work with Nightwish, but she's such an incredible singer. What's the name of the singer from Battle Beast? Noria. I'm just gonna say Nori. Nori from Battle Beast. Oh! What's the name of the singer from the Proto-Men?
That one I don't know. Oh, Nura Luhimo.
Yeah. I know the name of the male singer from the Proto-Men. They all go by, like, code names. There's, like, Panther's the male singer, and I can't remember. It's, like, on the tip of my tongue. Gambler. No, wait, Gambler is... I think...
Human choir and vocals?
Gambler. Yeah, Gambler from the Proto-Men, my favorite female vocalist. Next question.
If you could be a prodigy of one instrument, which would it be?
Well, I mean... it's a tough one to decide, you know, like... There's so many instruments to choose from, I mean... So many instruments to choose from, like, I just can't decide, you know? Real answer, though, I'm a really good guitar player, but I've always wanted to, like, get a lot more practice on the piano and, like, shred like Rick Wakeman or Jordan Rudess. That would be really cool if I were able to do that. Next question.
Best band name.
That's another tough one, because, I mean, there's a lot of really good band names out there. I think if I had to, like, single one out that really floored me recently, my buddy Shane and I, Shane, you might remember him from the Haken Toronto travel log, we recently saw a Pink Floyd cover band that had a really great name. I wish I'd come up with it myself, called Affordably Numb. Really great name. As for, like, a non-cover band, like something people would know, I don't know. Porcupine Tree. I always just thought that was just a really silly but fun name for a band that's just really depressing. My own band name, Borealia, is also kind of one I consider really cool because, like, I thought that up. Next question.
Favorite album cover?
Album covers. That's another tough one. I'm a big fan of anything from Storm Thorgerson, who's one of the bits of the design team Hypnosis, and he's worked on numerous Pink Floyd album covers. Like, I'll have to put a couple up there. I've always liked his cover for the album Animals by Pink Floyd, because it's so stark and just cool. I'm also a big fan of the album cover for 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence by Dream Theater. Alright, next question.
Musician you respect, but whose music you don't enjoy?
The entire blues genre. Like, just literally every blues guitar player. I respect the form of art of playing blues guitar. It's obviously part of the guitar player's DNA. But the genre just isn't for me. I don't enjoy hearing constant minor pentatonic playing. On top of that, for specific artists, I try to check out guys like Stevie Ray Vaughan. John Mayer is another guy that comes up. Joe Bonamassa. I always like want to check those guys out, and I respect what they do. They're incredibly talented, incredibly passionate musicians, but their music's just never been to my taste. All right.
What's on your work playlist?
Like everything. Okay, but for real, like what I've been playing at work recently, as in this past week, the new Neil Morse Band album has been getting a lot of airplay. I've been annoying both you and my boss with the song Welcome to the World. And I've been playing the Mars Volta, and my boss did not like that at all. Next question.
Most glorious personal music moment.
I've got two. So, I've been in a couple bands in my life. In fact, on my old channel, some of the earliest videos I have are of like my high school band playing at Bell Park here in my hometown of Sudbury. And the last band that I was in that actually played regular concerts out and about was with a couple of friends of mine. We were called Biodreams. And it was a very different genre of music from what I normally play. It was more like a post-punk kind of sound, like sort of like the Talking Heads, Dinosaur Jr. And I come in and I'm like, I'm a prog guitar player, so of course I fripped up the whole thing. Like I just went like full Robert Fripp on everything. And we did a couple shows at some of the local venues here in town, like the Townhouse Tavern, Little Montreal Deli and Bar. And those were some really good shows just because I got to see like my name like in lights, and the songs were great, the musicianship in the band was really great. It was just a really great moment. The second moment is going to the Pain of Salvation show back in 2017. And incidentally, that's also where I sort of discovered Notes Reviews, because like we were standing next to each other in the crowd at their show. And I bought the meet and greet ticket because, you know, Pain of Salvation are a favorite band of mine, and I've followed them for years and years. But even better is, like, I'm friends with Daniel Gildenlow on Facebook, and, I mean, that's meaningless in the grand scheme of things, like, friends. But it was really cool to actually walk into the meet and greet room and have Daniel Gildenlow standing there like, "You Travis?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Travis." So, yeah, it was kind of cool to get noticed by my favorite musician. More questions?
A band you'd be fine never seeing live again.
We have... This is both of us. We have this. Yngwie Malmsteen. That was just some of the most brutal, terrible guitar wankage I've ever seen. Like, I mean, I'm a shred aficionado. I love hearing guitar players that just, like, go for it in the context of a good song, or if there's, like, something to latch onto. But, like, this guy was just like, I've got 45 minutes. How many notes can I cram in there? And it was just the most messy, unmusical thing I've ever heard. I would never go see another Yngwie Malmsteen show again. I could do without that in my life. That's a 45-minute piece of my life I'll never have back. Alright, next question.
Guilty pleasure music.
I do enjoy some Limp Bizkit from time to time. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. Some of my first exposure to heavy metal was watching Much Music and like seeing the music videos for like Korn's Freak on a Leash and Limp Bizkit's Break Stuff and Nookie and all that new metal stuff that people like hate now and hated back then. To me, that's like my childhood. So I've always been very, very forgiving to those bands, and I definitely love some of that like Limp Bizkit new metal stuff. It's kind of a guilty pleasure. I'm not too guilty about it, but it's definitely something where it's like I feel a little like I have to defend it when people find out I like it. I've never really felt guilty about listening to bands like ABBA. Although my boss did remark once when I was listening to Journey, like, Journey? You don't seem like the kind of person that would listen to Journey. And I'm like, they used to be prog. Journey are cool, though. I like them. Winger. I like Winger. Next question.
Last but not least, favorite band t-shirt.
The one that fits. I mean, look at this portly gut. This has got to go into a t-shirt. You know what? This Haken shirt. I really like this Haken shirt. I mean, let me not strip. There we go. Isn't that thing? It's just beautiful. Come on. It's a little well worn. But I really like this shirt. This is the shirt I wear to like good jobs that because I work as a housekeeper. That's like my day job, and some of our houses are a little less tidy than others, but like some of our clients are like super like well off, and we get into their houses and they're already clean. So this is the shirt I wear to their house. For the less clean ones, I have a Star Wars shirt that I'm not big on Star Wars. I don't care about if I ruin that one. So that was the last question, huh? Well, I guess that's a wrap. So I'm going to be tagging Sam Bennett. He's been a long-time commenter on my videos. He's been wanting to do a podcast with me too, and I swear, Sam, I'm not putting you off. I'm just so busy with life and things and podcasts. I'm kind of new to them, so yeah. Hopefully though we can get that worked out. But you know what? Take these questions down. I'll send them to you somehow if you need them, and I'd love to see your responses to this because I've been watching some of your videos and I'm a fan. Anyway, Lauscho out.